right, we got our little picture up there. All right, so we're gonna jump into this review of Money Heist season 1. This is a show it's a Spanish show. It's from Spain, um, where you know when I first see it, of course, us living in America, we see Spanish, we think more like Mexican or whatever. But Spain, Spaniards, they more European looking. Like Mexicans be a little browner skin,
Yeah.
where most people thinking, oh, they must be, they must be white or they must be European. I mean, it's European Spanish, whatever. But,
Right.
I can see the confusion there. But yeah, it's a show from Spain. How you say that original title? Can you say that?
Casa de Papa.
Yep, that's it. I'm not gonna butcher it. I'm just gonna call it Money Heist.
Right.
uh,
I'm actually a little like because I think like I I would have just gone with the direct translation.
what is?
House of Paper.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. No, I think Money
Yeah.
Heist better. Because if it said House of Paper, I probably would be like, all right, next. I probably would have clicked over. I'm telling you, the word heist it makes you want to check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Interestingly enough, the reason it took me so long to watch this was I saw Money Heist. I'm like, that sounds like some bullshit.
Well, when you see heist, you got to think, okay, we're going to see Ocean 11. What's that? Now You See Me. Like stuff, trickery, we're going to see, which I'm not saying Now We See who's good, but it's just like, it's still a little fun.
Right.
Heists always look fun on movies. I'm saying that it would be fun because you probably get your ass shot off, but it's the way they make it look on movies is fun. Like Ocean 11, the original Ocean 11 was this big heist, and they got all these different working parts, and it looked fun. And I did not like Ocean 12 or 13 though, me personally. So, all right. Money Heist. Please don't ask. I don't know none of the names of the stars. I know. I'm just gonna say the name of the characters because I don't know their real names. I don't
A
quite
lot of
remember.
them I couldn't pronounce anyway.
Yeah, they got like. See, when I say these are Spanish names from Spain, that comes across a different from. Like it ain't just like Mexican names. Like we used to Gomez and Sanchez and Gonzalez. They names are like harder to pronounce.
Well, like also
us.
like like I think Tokyo's real name is Ursula.
Okay.
Like
What's-
the actress's name is
Yeah.
Ursula something. Her last name got a couple R's in it. I know that.
Yeah, I
for
know.
sure.
So sad they have like a
Uh,
harder pronounced last names that's got a lot of syllables, and
Yeah.
so I didn't even bother learning none of their actual names. But we can call them by their characters' names. I remember all the characters. So basically, they doing this heist, and the person who put this heist together, his name they call him the professor, and he kind of does it like a school, like he.
Yeah.
Get all the criminals together to do the heist, and he teach them like he's teaching a class. You know what? That threw me off. I was like,
Bruh.
how
I wish
long?
they had,
Go
I would have
ahead.
taken Crime 101. I would have signed up for that course.
And I'm thinking, I was like, so how long did they study for an actual crime? They studied like in a class
Yeah.
for that.
Like-
That's brand
Like
new,
6 months or something, wasn't it?
right? But see, my whole thing is, have anybody ever done that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's new. I never seen anybody straight teach it like in a class. You know what I'm saying? Every time they do the
even
prep
way
work,
like even the way he taught them like all the different parts and everything.
he
is
taught
like,
them like you teach a class, like a teacher
Yeah.
teaching a class, and like you do lectures. And every time they do prep works for like heist movies, it's always some quick. They play some little doom. What's the music they play in Ocean Lift? Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, this guy can do this. This guy can do that. That's all you get. You
Like,
don't get no for
get
real.
that crew rundown, such and such.
Yeah,
Known for doing this and this.
Yeah.
Pulled off this crime here and there.
yeah. He's they show his a quick flashback of something he did and why he's good for the job. You know what I'm saying? But they don't really give you no for real on the the plan. You know, so but the way they kind of did this, they kind of did it kind of non-linear, where they start off with the heist about to start, and then they jump back to the plan, them working the plan out in the class. How'd you like how they set that up?
I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they drop you in just before they pull off the heist. You don't know who these people are. You don't
Right.
know why they're doing what they're doing. And then when you jump cut back, it's like, oh, these are real people.
Right.
These aren't thugs and masks. Like these folks got lives and stuff. They got sense of humor. They got all that. And then as you watch the season, they lay out bits and pieces of the plan as it becomes relevant.
Right.
So
yeah.
you don't know what they're gonna do if such and such happens until such and such happens.
Right.
All right, so it's time to go to plan such and such.
Yeah.
And it's like, then they
that was
back
kind of
in the classroom.
right.
And him teaching. So they're going to do this. They got to. They can't not do this in the course of this.
Right. That was a cool thing that they did repeat that a lot, but I was still cool with it. Where they repeated where if something go wrong, they had a plan for it, and they always would they had a plan for it, and then they would just show the flashback to them talking about it in the class. So somebody get caught, you'd be like, oh, what they gonna do? They couldn't have prepared for this, and he'd be like, yeah, this is something he was like, if you get caught, this is what you do. And we're gonna go to plan this. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had all this stuff already written down and talked about. And sorry, my laptop doing some dumb shit right now. So anyway, they lay out this little plan. I mean, they go back to the flashback, laying out how to get out of this situation. So then, instead of just exactly showing how they get out of it, which they don't always go exactly as planned, but it's kind of like, okay. And like I said, they repeated that a few times, but I never really got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? It was still fun.
Also, one thing I appreciate is every time something goes wrong, it's either something that was meant to go wrong or something that the professor couldn't have counted for because people.
Right.
Right. It's never like, there was this one ball bearing in the machine that was bad and the machine didn't work, so we couldn't do the thing and it messed up the whole. It's like, nah, man, people.
Right. And we're going to talk about people because a lot of stuff that went wrong with the heist is because people wasn't doing their job. Look, if everybody did what the professor said, then this job would have went out without a hitch, actually. Yeah. So let's talk about the characters. So all the people that's pulling off the heist, they got names of cities. So, like I don't know if it just came off Reservoir Dogs, but that's the first time I've seen it. Most time where you get together for a heist, you don't give out real names, so they thought of names of cities, which the cities are just all over the place. It ain't like cities in different in one region. It's all like Tokyo, Berlin, Moscow,
Oslo.
Denver, Oslo. Where's Oslo at?
Australia, I think.
That's one I never heard of. Nairobi, I never heard of Nairobi. Where's Nairobi at?
I think Nairobi's in Africa somewhere.
Oh, okay. And Helsinki. I think that's all of them. Did I forget one? Oh,
Rio.
Yeah, I believe that's all of them. So anyway, they all got names of cities for their names because they own. And then the professor say, no personal relationships. Of course, you cannot put men and women, young, good-looking men and women in the house together for 6 to 8 months and not expect some fucking. Now, come on, for real though.
The worst thing about it is like when two of them are talking, it's like the professor said no relationships. Ain't nobody talking about feelings. Cut to a month later. Feelings.
Right. I know. Yeah, I mean we got a young man that's hooked up with Tokyo, which Tokyo is like she like 30 something. Let's talk about these characters. All right. So everybody's like an expert in something, right? Everybody's there for a reason. You got Helsinki and Oslo or the muscle. They soldiers.
Yeah.
They follow
Yeah.
orders. You got Berlin. He know how to run a team. He's organized. You got Nairobi. She's an expert counterfeiter. You got Moscow and Denver. They know how to operate the heavy machinery used for the dig in the tunnel and stuff. We got Rio. He's a computer expert that know how to turn off the alarm and the cameras and stuff. Where does Tokyo roll?
You know what? I've been thinking about that. So her whole thing was she was just a robber, but I think the reason he scouted her was because he needed someone who had nothing else going. I think it was just like of the people who knew how to commit crimes that were on his radar, he needed someone that would need things to go over without a hitch.
Okay, I can see him recruiting people that's got nothing to lose or whatnot, but when I looked at everything that was happening, she made things unravel more than she helped.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, when I looked at everybody's function, you the only person that really has no function.
True.
My
Honestly,
opinion. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but from my
You're not
opinion,
wrong.
I could not find her function in this group. Everybody could do something. Everybody had a reason, and she was just there. I mean,
You know
you
what?
could just get extra.
He needed one more thief, and he didn't have any more roles.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, they wrote her in this story to be the person that caused drama, the person that makes things more difficult. And I'm like, I understand that in the standpoint of the writing, but you got to make it. You got to make it make sense. Why is she here? Why is she here? Because she's causing more trouble than she's fixing. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I can't make no sense why she here. Other than, I mean, she's a hot. She looked good. You know what I'm saying? But why are you here and helping us with this robbery? You know, I'm thinking like, for muscle, we got the muscle. We got Helsinki and Oslo.
Hey, look, we got them two slabs over there.
Right, you got
Helsinki and Oslo.
the Slavic dudes that just look like they. If you say something wrong, that's your ass.
Hey, look, if either one of them dudes turns a corner in a narrow hallway, motherfucker, if you gotta get to the ceiling to get out of their way, get out of their way.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, and the reason why I said muscle because it seems like maybe she's there to be like a soldier or whatever, but she don't have no military training. She's not a former cop. She don't have no, you know what I'm saying? She was a failed criminal. Yeah. That is not an expert. What are you an expert at? Felon?
But you know what? So this is something else, right? So I think one of the things with her is like, I think he was accounting for someone getting caught, right? And if it's got to be somebody that's going to get caught, have it be somebody that they already know to be looking for.
Okay, so
like they already had a manhunt out for her when he picked her up.
Right. Maybe.
So
maybe just need an extra person. I don't know. But maybe he seen her on the news and was like, I can recruit her because she's got nothing else to lose, and I need somebody that's on the run that's going to say, yeah.
Like, you pick somebody up in their darkest hour, man, they'll do whatever you say.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to dwell on that too long. That's just something that bothered me that I was wondering, like, she looked good, and she's the narrator. She's your main character, matter of fact. I'm sorry I didn't mention it. She's your main character, and she's the narrator for the whole thing, and she kind of explains what's going to happen. She don't really tell you what's going to happen. She kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen, and then you see it play out. And it's kind of cool, kind of how they narrate, and it's not a bad job. It's just when I sit down and think about the robbery, and I think about the professor, how he planned everything, why do you need her? So, I don't know. You got to see season 2, though, so you can finish this whole heist. It ends well, and we can talk in more in detail about what went wrong, what didn't go wrong. But we can talk about some other characters, man. What you think of Berlin so far?
They needed a bad guy, huh?
He's one of them characters that he's one of them characters that I hate, but sometimes I see myself. I really understand this guy. Not just understand him. I understand why we need him.
Yeah.
We need somebody to make those decisions that nobody else want to make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like of all, because like I'm looking at all these characters, I'm like, okay, you're relatable, you're relatable, you're relatable. Oh damn, this dude. You know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's just he's actually a good leader, but he sometimes seems to take things too far.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you need somebody to make a tough decision, he's going to do it
without hesitation.
Right, and that is the person that's got to be the leader. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense why they made him leader, and then the mistakes that was made, you know, wouldn't have happened. You know, of course, he was still leading. I was like, it wouldn't happen if he was anywhere in the vicinity. He wouldn't have let none of that shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, he's a good leader. I like him, but sometimes you don't because I can't forget that this dude is a sociopath or something, you know. But I do like him. I do like him.
Some of the stuff he does in this first season, man, is just like why though? Like,
yeah. I mean, well, it's right. Certain things he does do complicate things where he think he's trying to make things basically without ruining nothing. He's looking for a reason to actually kill somebody, and that was because he had a reason though, not because he was just a psycho, because he wanted to have somebody killed for an example. You know what I'm saying? He's like, only way I can get some respect if I put a body on the table. You know, where they know that you will actually do that, they'll respect you more and they won't try to rebel. But if you just super nice and won't actually hurt nobody, then they'll start fighting back, start questioning, and that makes sense. You know, I'm like, okay, I can see why you decide to go that route. But I mean, I can't agree with you on killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you are a psycho, but I understand your logic though on
that. Yeah, like, because my thing is like, I'm looking at like, I'm problem solving in the moment watching the show. Like, okay, how could you still gotten this done without having to actually do the thing? You know, I'm like,
yeah.
He did what he had to do.
Right. I mean, and then like I said before, you're going to need somebody to make that choice where other people are like, no, I'm not about, he'll make that choice if he have to, Yeah. So that, I always like, okay, well, he got a plus side. That's why I was weighing my options on.
And he's the only one willing to second guess the professor.
Right. So I was weighing my options on pluses and minuses for the characters. And, I was like, his plus side outweighs his minus, his downside. Then you got Rio, where he's the youngest of the group, and he
definitely the youngest.
He the youngest of the group, and he do dumb shit. I just remember when Berlin was talking to him, said, "What's wrong with you, kid? You got ADHD?" It's like you keep on doing dumb shit. What's wrong with you? We actually, they first time getting caught up, because of Rio.
Yeah.
He's the youngest of the group, but he's a computer expert that does all the electronic stuff or whatever, So, plus, you think his plus side outweigh his bad side or what?
Nah.
I know, because you can get another computer expert that's more professional.
Yeah, not only that, but you could have gotten one who didn't even need to be on site.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
it's good to have him on site to keep.
It's good to have him, but it's like every time he physically does something, he F's up.
Yeah. But he did do good stuff with putting the stuff together. But like you said, you messed up too much, son. I would have let his ass go. So
I would have rather some unrepentant asshole who got on my nerves the whole time, but he was always on his job.
You talk about Berlin? Or what you say now? Oh.
Yeah,
right.
like Berlin, look, I don't like you, but I don't have to like you.
Right.
You just have to pull this off.
Right, exactly. I'm here for the job. Y'all y'all worry about emotions and feelings and shit.
Right.
Matter of fact, we need to try to get our get our shit together to get out of this motherfucker. So I don't care about your feelings right now.
Right. Look, Rio, you're a good kid, but get out of my job, son. You messing up.
Right. So we
You
got
messing with my money, son.
okay. So we already talked about Oslo and Helsinki. They muscle. Helsinki also is a medic, so which that actually helps too. Where
he's also a man's man.
and they just keep making jokes about it. It's like, okay, I get over that. It's like they were talking, they kept making jokes about it like this. Over there they probably more. They're not as open as we is over here. I guess.
But like he's over here whispering sweet nothings.
Well, I mean, and that was cracking me up when he's talking to the old boy. He's like, yeah, man,
like,
stick
he
up,
rubbed her
man.
on the shoulder.
Dude, like what? He's like, oh, it's okay, it's all right. But see, I was just tripping off. Well, people probably didn't see it coming. Where Nairobi was like, yeah, I want a man. Let me go with Nairobi. He's like, oh, he ain't gonna like you. He's just like, what? It's like, you gay? He's like, yeah, So, like I said, Oslo and Helsinki, man, they did their job. They were soldiers. They followed orders. Even when they was not cool with the orders, they still followed the orders. So I was like, they did their job. They were soldiers and they put in work. And like I said, they just followed orders. No problem with them. We got Nairobi. I like Nairobi. She's a little off. She's a little kind of crazy. What's her job? Her job is expert counterfeiter. She had to make sure that the money was printed right and no issues. She did her job. I ain't have no problem. I ain't got no problems with Nairobi. I like her. No. She's a little off, where she kind of just do kind of little funny stuff or whatever. So it's like Nairobi actually cool, and as you can see, as the season go on, she's kind of like the mother of the group. After you watch it, and then when you see her backstory, you kind of like it makes sense too. But what's the one? Denver and his dad, Moscow.
Denver, Moscow, the uncle of the group.
Yeah, and they kind of got this little thing with Moscow where I'm thinking like, one thing I didn't like the way I particularly don't like, he got his son. His son is in on his job.
Yeah.
And they both, I guess, he brought his son in just for like muscle, but he also, I guess he can help him operate the digging equipment. Because they had this plan where it involved digging a tunnel. And I like the idea. So they needed him for that, but as a robber, he's inexperienced on all that. He was just kind of like a goon or whatever.
Yeah. That's all he is. He's a goon.
Right. And I'm like, okay, they needed an extra guy, but I don't have no problems with him. But he just got this little. He just do. I guess I want to say he do dumb shit, but that's stuff that you'll see later. So I don't want to ruin it.
Like also, like they make it a point to like let you know, like you know what Denver is. He's one of them dudes off of Jersey Shore, man. Like that's just
bro.
It's like, what's up, bro? Yeah. Like,
no, when he got this laugh, he got that annoying ass laugh, dude.
Yeah, like he's that dude that laughs the hardest at all of his own jokes.
His own jokes, but then if it's like a vulgar joke that just totally inappropriate, you'll hear him. He'll be laughing at this shit.
Like that laugh will haunt your dreams, just like someone say a dirty joke. Like so, they even made fun of him for that laugh on the show.
Right. I mean, but you're gonna have guys like that in the group. Everybody can't be experts, like he. And then I think the reason why he really there is just because he's Moscow's son. They need Moscow to dig the tunnel, and I'm giving him more credit by saying he's helping him with the digging equipment. He might not even be doing that. So
he's a gun hand. That's
if it's an escape attempt, it's gonna be on him. That's all I got to say about that. Because if anybody's smart enough to see who's dumb enough to fall for something, it's got to be Denver.
Yeah. Like you know what? Because like their weakest links in this plan are Tokyo, Rio, and Denver.
Exactly. You're right. You're right. The youngest people.
Yeah. Like, because everybody else, like Moscow's like, look, we got a job. You do the job. You know,
Right,
you
right,
got that blue collar mentality. It's like the job is the job. We can f off and have fun after the job is done.
right, right,
You know, Oslo and Helsinki, they soldiers. They in it. They got their orders and they ain't breaking rank.
right, right.
Berlin is a professional.
Yeah.
You know, like look, I don't need to be like you don't have to like me, but you will do your job. And
Exactly.
Nairobi is an artist.
Right. Is that? Yeah, that's a good way to. Yeah, she's off of rock. Cause I remember when she was talking. You know, she get all the workers to work and stuff,
Yeah.
and she like, I want everybody going chicken boom, chicken boom, chicken boom. That shit had me rolling when she said that shit. But right, you're right. She's an artist and she's good at her job because she's counterfeiting that money and
Exactly.
it's working.
And nothing's gonna get in the way of her making the best counterfeit bills she can make.
But like you said, Tokyo, Rio, and Denver is gonna mess your plan up.
Yep. See, this is why you don't bring kids to heists, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's the thing. The professor probably questioned all this, but he ended up going along with it because he is swayed by people. Like people
Yeah.
just kind of like, hey, professor, let me talk you into doing this. Where he first like, nah, that's a bad idea. He'll give in. So we can talk about some of the people that's trying to catch him because I do like Raquel.
Yeah.
The what's her last name? Lisbon.
Murillo.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
thought it was Lisbon. Anyway, Raquel, whatever. She is head negotiator trying to catch him. And we got this other guy. He's a colonel. I don't know. Is he for the military, whatever? But it's so funny.
He's like
oh, go ahead.
He's like their version of one like FBI, I think.
Right. So she is in charge of the negotiation, but he can kind of supersede what she said because he's there for the government's sake. She's there for the local law enforcement. So you're gonna always have the clash of different, different units of the government or whatever. Sorry. Every time it's a bad move, it comes from him. Every time it's something that shouldn't happen or a bad move, it's never her call. That's what I hate.
Every time.
I hate the fact that she's got to give in to this dude where it comes to a point where she wasn't running the investigation because I remember originally she just like quit. She's like, look, I can't do this. I'm not gonna sit here and try to do this and have this dude supersede everything I try to do. It's not gonna work. And then they was like, no, you good. We got our full support. Whatever you got going on. But every time he come in, make a call, it's a bad call.
and then she gets the blame for it.
Right. That's like I'm like, dude, the law enforcement pissed me off, and they so trigger happy. It's like every time they get a chance, if their door is crack open, hey, shoot, it's a crack, shoot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are they always that trigger happy? It's like they don't care about them hostages. Because let's not forget, they break into this bank to pull off a heist, and they got like 65 hostages, which is a good cover not to have them charge in. But every time they get a chance, they trying to shoot whoever.
Yeah.
What they don't, and then they even went so far as they had the hostages dress up just like them, which is a good plan. And they dressed up like them, and they got masks on, so you don't know who's a hostage and who's the robber. But every time they see anybody, they just shoot them.
Yeah. Like y'all have no reason to believe that you got the robbers in sight. You got no reason, And they just sit there like, do we take the shot or not? Do we take the shot? I got the shot.
I know. That's what cracked me up, man. It's like if somebody peek out the window, we got a shot. It's like, look, hold on. If you got multiple robbers and you kill one, they might retaliate by killing the hostage. You have to try to get that situation under control. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's just the way the law enforcement was handling it is like, okay, but this is in Spain, so, but I don't think they handle it too much better in America, honestly. But it was good entertaining to see how just they little back and forth, the professor and Raquel kind of going back and forth, and I do like how he come up with a plan, and it works. and she figures it out, and she make a counter move. So they kind of playing chess. I really like that. They back and forth them. Going. It's gonna play more into that to season 2 too.
I do love like that first call. Like, hello, detective. So what are you wearing?
Yeah. I don't know if you got to the. Yeah, I think you got to. He was like, so do you orgasm a lot or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you playing with it. Now you playing with the. You doing a little mind tactics on her.
Yeah. Like their back and forth was excellent, man. Like,
right.
The writing and the chemistry was just there.
Right. So it's a good show, man. I'm telling you. So we can go ahead and wrap up, but season 1 was good. I was really into it. I ended up watching it, like I binged it way quicker than I thought I was gonna do that. So where season 1 left off, we'll begin to the robbery's not done and it's still ongoing. So we'll leave it there, and then next week we'll get season 2 review in. But as of season 1, I give it a super high dope. It was a good watch, entertaining, kept me engaged. I really liked all the characters, and like you said, the writing was just excellent, man. I like all the back and forth, the cat and mouse, or the chess playing between the professor and the chief negotiator Raquel, and all the heist stuff was going on. It's like, actually, it's a great plan. It's just all the stuff that go wrong is because people didn't do what they supposed to have did. That stuff drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, it's a great show. I give it a high dope. What'd you give it?
You know what? I'm gonna wait till I got a couple seasons in me before I'm willing to drop an E on it. But I'm gonna give it a high dope for now. A really high dope.
Yeah. I used to drop an E. The epic.
Yeah. But like, it's because this is one of the most compelling shows I've seen in a minute, man. Like I'm sitting there like I got folks calling me on the phone. It's like, I'm watching the show right now. Right. Like I didn't put it down to play. Yeah. No,
I said it's hard to stop watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to stop watching. It's one of those shows, man. Like once you start, just because the episode ends doesn't mean it's time to stop watching.
I know, because one, they leave you at a cliffhanger, and it be an ongoing story where you be like, okay, I got to see where this goes, Or how the hell is he going to get out of this?
Like, can you imagine if this was on TV and you had to wait a week?
Yeah, no. It'd be some problems.
like you'd be sitting there just, I don't know how they're going to get out.
That's when you go watch our review online.
Exactly.
All right, yeah. So that is our review for Money Heist season 1. Good show. Real good. A real good watch. Once you see it on Netflix, I'm telling you, it's worth your time. Even if you think the first couple episodes start off slow, because that's kind of like how I felt. But once I started watching, it really, really got good. So, all right, thanks for checking out the video, and subscribe to the channel so you can get some alerts for every time we stream. And we're probably gonna do it like I'm trying to do it Wednesdays, but you know what? I'm not gonna commit to one day yet. This is right now. Wednesdays is a good day, so be on the lookout on Wednesdays for our stream.
But see, that's why you got to subscribe, because if the day changed, you got to know.
Yes, true. All right, we out of here. Appreciate y'all for checking us out.
Peace, y'all.
All right.